Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today I'm going to be talking about transitioning out of the military. That's all branches of service. Today, that's what I want to talk about. So, months ago, I wrote an article um, tailored here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The four priorities when transitioning out of the military. So I did this months ago, back in July of 2019, July 14, 2019 to be exact. That's when it was published in the Fayetteville Observer. That was my article that I put there, and it's for transitioning servicemen, service women out of the military. That's all branches. Again, I will say all branches of service. First off, from veteran to veteran, I myself am a veteran. So to other veterans, I want to first say thank you for your service. Okay, I want to make sure I make that known well before I go into details on what you need to be doing to transition out of the military and make it a smooth transaction, because we all know that have served in the military how stressful, difficult, and time management it is to transition out of the military and have all your ducks and everything in a row. So this morning, I'm coming to you live here from Fayetteville, North Carolina, coming to you live from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And I want you to get an understanding that it's not always an easy road, and always not always an easy route to get out, but I want to make that very easy and make sure before, if you're watching live or anywhere, whether you're watching live or whether you watch after, subscribe to this channel so that you can help another veteran or a service member transition out of the military. I wish they kind of had this video when I was transitioning out, but I already had my mind made up that I would be the one to do it. So the first thing first that I want to say, first things first, and this is to every veteran out there, service member that's ready to get on out, whether you're retired, whether you're getting chaptered, or whether you just, hey, it's time for me to hang my boots up and put on some new shoes. Hang this uniform up, put on something different, okay? So we all know that if we served in the military, that our life was consumed with military. It was consumed. And that was 7 days a week, 365 days in a year, however long your contract was. Some have deployed. I myself have deployed. And what I want everyone to understand, what I want everyone to get and understand right here, right now, is remember, first off, before you get out, who you were in the military. Were you that high rank, low rank individual that sat around and yelled all day, every day, cuss people out, treat people like crap, step on them, all of this stuff? Remember that, all right? Because it's gonna affect you in your transitioning. What I mean by that is, what goes around comes around. That's what I mean. What goes around comes around. Before I go into that, also I want to give a little bit about my background, military. I transitioned out of military in 2019. Back in May 7th, 2019 was my last official day in the United States Army, active duty. Retired, medically discharged, so I got a medical retirement. And I was a part of the 101st Airborne Air Assault Division. Okay, so that's just a little bit about me. Anyway, I'm moving on. So the first thing I want to say is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Congratulations, you're moving on. Don't be afraid. All right. The world is not that brutal. It's brutal, not that brutal. Okay. So, again, don't be afraid. That the world has a lot to offer you as you're transitioning out. And all I would say is make the best of your transition, because once you're out, you're out. Okay. Once you're out, guess what happens? You're out. So the first thing that I want to say is, when you're transitioning out of the military, and now I'm getting into the gist of what is going on. When you're transitioning out of the military, the first thing you need to understand and realize is that, hey, you're moving on. All right. You're moving on. So that means you have to put all your ducks in a row. You have to get your time management skills, whatever skills you have, you need to get all of that stuff in a row. So my first point that I want to give, and I have a couple of them. The first one I want to say is location. Okay. Everyone says, hey, I want to get out, I want to get a job. Hey, I want to get out, I want to get a house. Hey, I want to get out, I want to get this, I want that. All right. First thing you have to understand is location. Is it that you see yourself moving? Yes. Where do you want to move to? That needs to be done within, I want to say, a 6 month, I say 12 to 6 month time frame. All right, 12 to 6 month time frame, because a lot changes within 6 months, a lot changes within 12 months. So understand where you want to go, because that's going to help you out to figure out when to start applying for jobs. And then are you able to get to those interviews? Now, being in the military, I understand there are some businesses and some companies that are out there that will do teleconference interview. They will call you on the phone, do an interview over the phone, and they will give you your official start date. And they will give you everything that you needed. No, some of them will ask you also, what is your timeline as far as getting out? Are you going to be getting out here in the next 6 months, the next 3 months, the next 2 months? Or are you getting out tomorrow? They want to know all of this because it helps them when they're trying to figure out how to fill positions. Okay. So location is number one. If you say, I want to live in California, well, what part of California? All right. If you want to live in North Carolina, what part of North Carolina? These things need to be in your back pocket at all times. All right. If you're a single individual, all right, I'm going to get on singles and it's going to change single to married. It's going to always change, because single person, you don't have to answer to anyone. All right. You're just the type that's going through it, saying, hey, I'm going transitioning. This is where I want to go. And I'm going to go. All right. And that's what you do. As a married person, all right, you got to come home. Or if your first spouse don't live with you, they live in a different city, state, whatever case may be, you're going to get on the phone with them. You're going to call them and say, hey, where do you want to live? I see myself going to Texas. Let's just use that as an example. Well, I want to go live in San Antonio, but hey, your spouse, okay, is in Nebraska. So these things have to be worked out. All problems need to be worked out before you get out, because once you get out, and if you're waiting on retirement paychecks or whatever paycheck you're waiting on, you have to remember that you're waiting on them. All right. You're waiting. So you need to be making plans to make money before you get out. All right. So it's not a hard thing. If you know you're going to be getting out in the next 6 months, a lot of your money need to be tied into your bank account, meaning held on to. All right. You don't want to take your money and drop 500 here and then drop 600 here when you know you're about to move. All right. So all them games that you buy, the TVs you buy, leave that stuff. All right. Leave that stuff. Don't go buy. All right. I'm telling you right now, if you're used to going to the PX, the Shopettes or whatever, and you're always each week you're getting something and it's totaling up to about $300-400 that you're getting. And what I mean by that is by the end of the month, you can total it and it's $400 gone. Stop doing it. All right. Stop doing it. Have as much money as you can saved up so that when you're moved on, you can go ahead and make that transition. All right. The worst thing you can do is have no money or little money, and then you try to make a big move. That's not going to work. All right. So understand those things. Location is very important. Location is going to tell you how much each person is making on the minimum and the high. So your lows and your highs. So, all right. So I know you're going through these transitioning classes, and they're telling you, hey, you need to make X, Y, Z in order to make this money. Don't listen to that. That's not actual. That's the scare. That's not an actual figure amount. All right. We know that if I was to live in Nashville, the cost of living is a little high. There are little high things out there, but I don't have to go out here and make $60,000 to $100,000 to survive in Nashville. All right. You don't need that. All right. Everybody in Nashville is not making that amount of money. All right. And yeah, you might say, well, to live in Nashville, it is expensive, blah, 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 blah. You know, I worked in Nashville at some point doing my career while I was in the Army. Okay, so I had my connects when I was transitioning out. That's why I'm telling you, a lot of you, location is important. So you need to get your connections. You need to make these things now. Don't wait till you're out talking about, hey, I want to go to Nashville now. Hey, I want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to Texas. I want to go to North Carolina. I want to go to Chicago. I want to go to Arizona. And you're not, and in your planning phase of getting out, you didn't have those in your plans. Now that you're officially out of the Army, now you want to make that in your plans. Listen to me in this video. Don't do it. Whatever you have in your plans, stick to your plan. Stick to what you have planned. Don't make additional plans once you're out. It's like this. You have to plan. All right. Planning is the key. Planning is the key. You have to plan in order to be successful on getting out of the army, okay, or military. Okay, you need to go to as many. If you plan on staying in the area, whether you're saying, hey, because I'm gonna use the Fort Campbell as an example. Okay, I transition out of Fort Campbell. Let's say hypothetically, I wanted to move to Murfreesboro. All right, the first thing I need to do is get online. I'm not gonna go and wait till I'm inside of a transitioning classroom setting and let's get all this information because they're throwing it all at me, and a lot of it is just government, because the government wants this stuff to happen, so it happens. Don't do that. Plan yourself and make your changes accordingly. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Let me go back. All right, so if I'm transitioning out of Fort Campbell, all right, and I'm saying, hey, I don't want to live in Clarksville, I don't want to live in Oak Grove, none of these parts in Kentucky. I want to go a little farther out, so I want to go to Murfreesboro. You got a laptop, you have your phone, you have technology is so wide now. You can use your PlayStation, your Xbox to get online and find the job and career fairs. You need to go to them. All right, they're not gonna come to you. All right, the businesses that come on post, some of them they're hit and misses because sometimes they're only looking for a couple of individuals and certain ranks they're looking for and certain things they're looking for, qualifications. Okay, and if you know that you're not going to Iraq or Africa to go help, then don't go and search for these jobs that are out in Africa and all those other places when you know you want to live in Murfreesboro and that's where you want to stay and that's where you want to work. Okay, so make sure that you're doing what is necessary. All right, necessary for you. If you're a single person and if you're married, necessary for you and your family. All right, it's not a you when you're married. All right, so don't talk about, hey, babe, I'm used to being a sergeant major. I'm used to telling my family what my units what they're going to do. Now I'm going to do the same thing at home. Doesn't work that way. All right, letting you know. So it doesn't matter who you are. You know, you be a major. Hey, babe, I'm used to telling everybody what to do, and this is what we're gonna do. And we're gonna do it, and we're gonna move. We're gonna pack our bags, and we're gonna go. No, it's not gonna work like that. Your spouse will walk out on you. All right, what you're doing, the way you run your offices in the military. Don't do it at home because location is going to be very difficult for you. All right, listen to me. It will be difficult. All right. And if you're the private that's like, hey, I'm going to tell my family what I am and what I'm not going to do, guess what? Location is going to be difficult for you. So all ranks of the Army, if you do it wrong, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a rough location. All right. So I don't want to stick too much on location. Number 2, all right, is jobs. Where do you want to work? Everybody, okay, let's back up because everybody has high aspirations, expectations for when I get out the military. All right. Well, I worked on aircraft. All right. The city you're going to doesn't have an airport. Don't go try to find an airport job when your city doesn't have it. If you're saying, hey, I want to move to an area where there's no airport. Right? Don't put your expectations on your shoulder and then you crush your brain trying to do something that the expectation is not there in that city. All right. So if you want to be an aircraft mechanic, let's say hypothetically you want to work for Delta, you want to work for U.S. Airways, you want to work for the air some type of airport, all right, an aircraft, work with aircraft, and you want to work mechanics. All right, and you're not going to stay near the installations, right? Because if I'm going to stay near the installations, hey, I could probably walk over and talk to this guy and this woman and say, hey, this is what I want to do. How can I get my foot into the door? All right. That sometimes you can get that help. But if you're not going to be staying on a post or installation or moving to a city with an airport, then the chances of you finding an aircraft mechanic type job is 0 because you're going to be in an area without it unless you want to travel. All right. So I'm giving you the realistics, the gist of jobs. All right. If you know a job says, hey, you need an associate's degree. I'm keeping it real. All right. This is my platform and I'm keeping it real. All right. I am going to keep it 100. All right. You could not say, hey, I want this job that requires me to have an associate's degree, but all I got is a high school diploma and a GED. And the reason I say that is because when you put your resume or you submit the online application, because you don't do in the stores, you don't go inside the business locations and turn resumes and applications and stuff like that no more. Everything's online. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you look at the requirements. All right, I'm gonna be the first to tell you. All right. And just because you have an associate's does not mean you're going to get the job. There's no entitled. See, let, let me get on this hoop for a little bit. Let me get on this part right here. Because there's an entitlement. Somebody has this theory that there's entitlements. I'm entitled because I've served that I'm supposed to get this job. I'm entitled to another aircraft mechanic job. I'm entitled to a fuel job. I'm entitled to being a police officer. I'm entitled. Let me tell you about entitlements. All right. Entitlements there's no entitlements out here. All right, so let's get that stuff straight because you're gonna come out here and be disappointed because you're gonna say, I was in the military and I did this and no one wants to hire me." Let me tell you, because your expectations is all about entitlements. Can't be stop worrying about entitlements. Just go out here, search for the job you want, look for so that you're and understand this, so that you're not disappointed with jobs. Make sure that you're doing them correctly. Make sure you're looking at the requirement. Make sure you're overlooking everything that you wrote. Make sure if the military was your first job and you never had a job on the outside, you got to learn how to make some things happen. All right, you got to learn how to go with the flow. All right. Um, I'm not scaring you to say, hey, you can't get jobs out here because there are plenty of jobs out here. Oh, by the way, stop letting people tell you that's in the military, oh, there's no jobs. All right, the next time that happens, that someone tells you there's no jobs out here, you ask them when was the last time they transitioned. All right, that's why I'm here making this video. I transition, I work, I do these things. All right, and I want everybody to understand. All right, that you could be what you want to be. You put your mind to it, and you can go out here and do it. All right, just make sure the job that you are applying for, you're eligible for it. Okay, you're eligible for it. All right. And let me get back to this too. Make sure that you attend a lot of career fairs. I cannot express that. When I was in Tennessee, Nashville, I was at a job fair, and I had talked to an individual there who was a hiring manager, and it was for a job, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, blah, blah, blah. We got to talking. He's the hiring manager. He told me, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this thing up, and I'm going to put your application. It's about networking, guys, ladies and gentlemen. It's about networking, all right? It's about getting yourself out there in front of the individual so that they can, guess what, look at you, find out you right then and there, get everything done, and pull you in. That's what you want. All right, for job wise, that's what you want. That's you have to hit it. Trust me, you have to hit it. Now, excuse me for this, but if you're not taking notes right now, you don't have a pen and pencil out, or your phone, and you're writing, recording, and stuff. Or you're going to be on the road for failure because of so much information I'm giving you. You're going to forget it. So the first thing I talked about was location. The second thing that I talked about was jobs. And the third thing I'm going to talk about is savings. Saving your money. Save as much of it as you can. Listen to me, folks. Listen to me. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Save as much money as you can. Yes. And the reason I say that is because you never know what you're going to need until you get out. You might be getting out. You might say, hey, you might have enough leave saved to say, hey, I'm getting out and I'm going to be able to get 2 paychecks. All right. Most units, it's crazy because when you're trying to transition out, you don't get to always use all your leave. Some units make you sell back. It's ridiculous how this leave stuff is. I won't go into detail on it. It's so much. I just feel that that a lot of things need to be changed, but I'm not on that level to make those things change. And I didn't stay in to make those things change. Okay. But there are a lot of things that need to change. All right. When you're signing these papers, a lot of times people are saying, oh, you only got 30, you can have 60 days of leave, but they only want you to take 20. All right. And they want you to sell the rest back. Doesn't make no sense. But hey, why get in trouble on my way out? No reason. Right. I'm about to get out. So whatever they want you to do, just do it and get on with it. All right. Regulation states this. But by the time you do all of that, it'll be time for it'll be day that you're supposed to sign out and be gone. But you want to play with regulation. Leave regulation alone. Leave the military alone. Just go ahead and move on out. Right? Didn't mean to go down that soapbox. But savings. Save as much as you can. All right. Save as much as you can. If you know that you can't save money, find some account that does not give you a bank card, but you can deposit money into it. So you're saying, well, how do I do that? Well, you go to a bank and say, hey, I don't want a card to this account. All I want to do is be able to put money into this account. All right. And when I transition out, then I want to be able to pull from it. All right. Don't pull. Oh, also for savings, don't pull out your retirements. Don't do it. Don't pull out that money. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. Don't do it. No. Leave that money there. Leave it there. Leave it there. Leave it there. And the reason I say that's because it's your money. It's going to be your money for the rest of your life anyway. All right. Once you transition out, you're going to get so many papers. You're going to get so many different things in the mail. It's a lot. All right. So be on the lookout for papers. Make sure also that if you're married, that you and your spouse have this connection and you have a plan that how much money you're going to save, how much money you're going to put down. Are we going to be moving? So you need to have all these savings because there are so many things that come into question. All right. If you know, hey, I'm in my last year of my contract and hey, my lease is up, but my lease is only $500 or $800. Stay where you're at. Don't try to make moves. Don't do it. All right. Now, if you know that you're going to be moving to Tennessee, or you're going to be moving to Detroit and your lease is up, you might want to start considering getting all your belongings together and maybe put them in a storage or get them together and go move to the house or go find your location. The reason I say that is because it's all about saving now. All right. You're in your savings phase. I could tell you all day, hey, get your sheet of paper out, write out your budget, write out this, write out that. Technically, all that's fun, fine and dandy, but the realistic gist of it, you didn't do it while you were in. You're not going to do it now, and all your numbers are going to be screwed up. All right? Let's look at it from a realistic point of view. I'm David, a.k.a. the Preacherman. I'm telling you, you're going to screw yourself up in the end because all you're doing is writing a whole bunch of scrabble on a piece of paper of numbers that you've never used or seen before. We know that you get XYZ for your paycheck, right? But what do we do in jobs where we get paid every 2 weeks? We go out there and spend money because we know we got another one coming in, right? And by the time the next one come in, you're at some type of amount that you're like, man, how did I get here? Then when you get that money, you're paying back something. You're doing something with it. I don't care what people say. You're going out, you're doing whatever. So that's why in the savings phase, I'm being realistic. I'm saying don't go out and write out no budget plan that you have not had. But what you can do, and I will tell you this, is you can go and you can do this. If you know that you haven't done a budget and all of that, a lot of people haven't done it. All right, no shame, no guilt, no nothing, none of that. All right. As of today, get you a paper. Write what you are bringing in. All right, and that's after taxes. Okay, so if I know that my paycheck is $1,800 every 2 weeks, I need to write that down. If I know that my check is $1,200 every 2 weeks, I need to write that down. Or $800 every 2. Write this stuff down so you know where you're living at as far as where you're making your money. Okay. We all know that in the military you get some type of living allowance when you're married. All right. You don't get a living allowance out here. All right. And the biggest thing that was not hard for me because before I joined the military, I was a correction officer. So I knew how to live off of paychecks. In the correction office, I was getting paid once a month. So I had to know how to budget. I had to really budget my money, which wasn't too hard. A lot of times people want to go get lavish places. They want to get this, they want to get that. So what I'm telling you is don't worry about that Ferrari that you've been dreaming of since you was a private or since you was a lieutenant. Okay. Don't worry about that. Leave that Ferrari alone. Leave the Mercedes at the Mercedes thing for right now. All right. Drive your little Honda, your little Toyota, Chevy, whatever you have. Keep that car. That's the best car for you right now. All right. As you're leaving out the military. All right. The house that you're in, you're not going to get BAH. So whatever your state gives or the government gives you for BAH, don't calculate that into. I would deduct. Listen now. So what you're bringing in, you need to deduct off of deduct your BAH out of that. So if your BAH is 1250, if it's 1100, you need to deduct that 1100 off of that, and then it'll tell you where you're sitting at, and as at that moment. All right, getting a job, all of this stuff goes into play. I'm telling you, it's easy. Trust me, guys. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to have that fear. All right, that you can't survive out here. It's too easy to survive out here. There are things in place for you. So savings, all right. And then the thing is, priority number 4 is that I have is putting on a new uniform. And what I mean by that is maybe you're a veteran and you're saying, hey, I'm transitioning out and I want to go be a school teacher. So you're putting on school teacher clothes now. This is what you're about to do. All right. Maybe you want to be a firefighter. Maybe you want to be the lawyer. Maybe you want to be a fast food worker. Maybe you want to work at the airport. Maybe you want to work at a clothing company. Maybe you want to work and do stuff like these, sell cell phones. All right. Maybe that's what you want to do. All right. Whatever you want to do out there, you can do it. All right. I'm here to tell you can do it. I don't care if you were the worst soldier to the best soldier, as they call it, the best soldier, never got in trouble. All right. Some things you just didn't get caught doing. All right. So, however you are, all right, understand that you're going to be put on a different uniform, which means you're going to see different faces. You're going to be going through a different change, a different phase. Make time for you. Make time for you. That's point number 5. Make time for you. That's very important. That is very important. Make time for you. So you're in a unit, and we all understand that as you're transitioning, we're not all officers and we're not all high ranks. All right, some of us wear E1s, E2s, E3s, E4s, and so on and so on and so on. Make time for you, because once time runs out, once time runs out, you can't get that time back. Make sure you're getting to your appointments. Make sure you're getting to whatever you need to be getting to, because I'm telling you, once time is over, it's over, man. And that unit, whatever your unit is, they're not going to go back and say, you know what? We did you wrong. We're going to give you some extended time. That always doesn't happen because you have to be responsible for you. There's no holding your hand out here. No one holds your hand out in this world. You might have been in a unit. They hold your hand. They guide you. They're helping you along every step of the way. The world is not like that. So that's why I'm telling you, make time for you. Do what it is that you need to be doing. All right. And make sure you have some people that if you need to be able to get references, you can get them now. So make sure you're able to get them, because that's important. That's imperative to anything. You're going to have references. When you get your DD-214s, and listen to me, everybody gets a DD-214 that's served. All right. Make sure you have all your stuff on there. All right. Make sure it says if you're honorable, you're honorable. If it says your discharge is not supposed to be honorable, man, make sure your stuff, whatever that discharge is, make sure it's on that DD-214. The worst thing is to have a DD-214 with nothing, none of your awards, none of your stuff. And another thing is, this is number 6. This is number 6. This is point number 6. Do not allow your military accolades to get you a job. That's a tough pill to swallow. I know you just heard that, and that's a tough pill to swallow. You probably said, well, hey, I'm airborne. All right. I'm Ranger. I'm Special Ops. I'm aerosol. I've done this. I've done that. I've been an instructor here. I've been an instructor there. All right. The civilian world has a whole different structure. It's a whole different structure. It's a whole different background. And what I will tell you is this. What I will tell you is this. Be ready for whatever. Be ready for whatever life brings you. We all need to have a plan in place. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Again, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. But if you do plan, you plan to succeed. with everything that you have done in your military career, after watching this video, get up and go be great. As one lady told me when I was going through the med board process, she told me this, and it's always stuck with me. She said to me, go and be great. Go and do great things. You have done this here. You have served your country. Now go serve your family, serve yourself. All right. Do what it is that you want to do, man. The sky's the limit. Age is nothing but a number, right? Go out here and do what you want to do. Do what you feel is necessary for you to do. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. I built this platform. First, I want to say with the help of God. Everything I always do is with the help of God. Without God, I couldn't do this. All right. Without God, I would be here. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. And that's giving from one vet to another veteran the opportunity to succeed transitioning out. All right. Because when we come in, man, it's easy, man. It's easy. We just go through the motions. We go through what they tell us to do. It's that snap our finger. Whatever they tell us to do, work. Boom, 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 boom. Right. Now that you're transitioning out, there's a lot of things that are going and they're weighing down on you. All right. Don't let stress get the best of you. Don't let it get the best of you. Why? Because when you allow stress to get the best of you, you start to shut down mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, right? And as a human being, your body's not designed to take all that. All right, your body's not designed to take the stress, and it's not made for that, right? So I want to say that as you transition. And as you go from day one until day zero or day one to the end, right? Understand whatever problems you have out there, not going to last forever. All right? They're not going to last forever. They're not going to last eternally. All right? Get your mind in the game. Transition game, right? Get your mind in the game. I didn't come by to just to throw out some information that I don't know of. Throwing some information that I know of. All right. I'm telling you, go out here and be great. Another thing also take away from this is don't expect for anyone or any job to take care of you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. You have to take care of yourself, man. Women and ladies and gentlemen, don't care what your rank is. Don't care what your name is. All right? Take care of yourself. All right? Maybe you're coming off a deployment and you're trying to get out so quickly. Right? You're trying to think, should I be realistic right now? Get your mind in a position to say, if you're going to get out, get out. Have the mindset that you're ready to get out. Don't dwell on the what is. Don't dwell on the past. Don't dwell on none of that stuff. And once you're at that crossroad where you're transitioning out and you're like, hey, I'm here, right? And you're going through these classes and some things don't sit well with you. All right. Whatever you believe in, whatever you, ladies and gentlemen, believe in, pray, and much prayer is going to get you through. That's what got me through was prayer. It wasn't my friend. It wasn't my homeboys. It wasn't my parents. Like, they were there. They supported me from day one, from the time I entered to the time I got out. But prayer, right? Because I could talk my problems, but if I don't release those problems, then I'm back in the same thing. All right, a lot of people are trying to figure out, get on those state websites. For instance, if you're in the state of North Carolina, I don't get paid for none of these organizations, but if you're in the state and you say, I want to move to the state of North Carolina, then you need to go to NC, the North Carolina State Job website. And they're going to bring up a list of jobs. All right. You want to work for the counties, any county in North Carolina. Go to your county website, city websites, and so on and so on. And get out here and meet people. Get out to these events that they have where you can network. Jobs looking for veterans, go to them. They're looking for some veterans, go to them. Don't be scared. Don't shy away from them. All right. And open up to be who you are. Be able to explain and articulate out of your mouth who you are. Because when they get a resume, they only get a small portion of you. A resume is a small portion of who you are. When you start to use your mouth and you start to talk, they can learn more about you than just a piece of paper. All right. So that's my time. If you want to, you can always email me, podcaster at FrazierChronicles.com. Podcaster at FrazierChronicles.com. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be uploading another video here shortly, probably tomorrow. By the way, hope you didn't close this video out. I'm glad you didn't. When you transition out, all right, when you transition out, I want you to do this. I want you to do this for me. Most importantly, for yourself. Have a vacation ready for you and your family. If you're married, if you're single, have a vacation for you. And what is a vacation? A getaway. A getaway from all types of things. A getaway from all work. A getaway from everything. Because now you can focus on yourself. You're sitting on the beach. You're thinking about, man, how is life about to be? Where do I see myself going now? Another thing is I went on a cruise with my family and friends. And to be able to be free from the hustle and bustle of a Sunday through Saturday job. Because in the military, yeah, you work Monday through Friday, but you have CQ, you have staff duty, you have all types of duties that you have to do on the weekends that they're so taken up. Your time is just taken. So what I would say is have a vacation set. Have something to look forward to. Because the stress is going to be there to get out. It's going to be there. But have something that you can go to and you can fall on and say, oh, man, this is a great feeling. Because when I went on my cruise and things like that, man, a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, came to my mind. And I'm glad I didn't miss out on it. Because sometimes throughout my career, I've seen people who had plans to retire or had plans to get out. And they didn't make it out alive. And what I mean by that is some people died at PT in the mornings because it's heavy activity. Some people die because of stress, the stress from the job, right? The stress from your family, the stress from everything. Stress in life kills you. I've seen a lot of people die from stress. I've seen a lot of people have heart attacks. And at that time of my life, I had to make a decision. All right. So when you're making your decision, don't get too stressed out. Once you start transitioning, don't get stressed out. Come back and watch this video. Get your inspiration. I'm here. Email me, podcaster at, and that's the @ sign, podcaster @ FrazierChronicles.com. And I want to help anyone I can help out. If I don't get back to you right then, don't worry about that. Still, write me. You can write me right here on YouTube in the comment sections below. And I'd gladly write you back. I'm not that type of individual that has a platform but won't write you back. I like to write all my fans back. I like to write all my followers, all my subscribers. I like to write y'all back. So I'm telling you, don't get stressed out. And also share this video with another veteran. Share this online. Share this on your YouTube, on your Facebook channels. Facebook. Share it on your Instagram, Twitter, wherever you can share this because it's going to touch one person, one veteran somewhere that's transitioning or thinking about transitioning out. And they want to know what is it that they need to do. Sometimes you need it from another veteran who's went through the grind. All right. I'm here for you. And I know a lot of people hear that, and I hated hearing that when people used to tell me that because I just knew they wasn't there. But I'm here for you. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, always feel free to write me. All right. And I do my best to get back with you because I have a lot of things that I do with my time. I have a lot of places I go. I have a lot of things I'm writing up. So remember to make sure you follow me, subscribe, because this is what it is. This is what it's about. It's about helping each other. And from the Frazier Chronicles, it's your boy, David, a.k.a. the Preacher Man.